How much money has passed through your hands throughout your whole life? Think about it like this: every time you get salary, you spend money, or receive some type of payment, the money goes through your hands. Over the course of your life, that means a lot of money, and the question is, how much money do you have left from any of those income? Let me put it this way: maybe you made $32,000 last year, and you're 30 years old. And suppose that the first time you received your first payment was $80 at 17 years old. Now, add up all the money you've earned in those years to today, and it will give you an amount. Maybe it's $300,000 or $500,000, or it could even be more or less. But the question is, all that money you've earned throughout your life, how much is left in your wallet? Most likely you haven't thought too much about it, but it's worth considering it because the answer can surprise you. Believe it or not, in a single year, an average person spends tens of thousands of dollars on food, accommodation, transportation, and other needs. Throughout your life, that means hundreds of thousands of dollars, or even more, and that without counting the money we spend on non-essential things like clothes, entertainment, and vacation. So the question is, are you really satisfied with the amount of money you have left? If the answer to this question doesn't make you happy, then it's probably because you don't know the rules of money well. In this video, I'm going to share with you the 10 rules of money so you can live an abundant life. You will never be rich if you don't master these rules of money. Keep watching. By the end of this video, you will learn them all, so you can find yourself in the other side of the coin. You will never be rich if you don't master the first rule of money, and that is, don't let anyone know you have money. In the age of capitalism, your social status is defined by the amount of money you earn, so it's not surprising that we like to boast about our earnings. But in the end, it's important that no one knows you have money, because if people find out how much money you earn, they'll start asking you for favors or loans, and before you realize it, you'll be surrounded by people who always try to take advantage of you. Believe me, I know this from experience. Boasting about money will make you feel good at the moment, but it's not worth the price you'll have to pay later. Now, it's not just about material possessions. If you make a living from your wealth, you're sending the message that you're better than the rest. While that can make you feel good and respected, it won't make you make friends. In fact, it will probably do the opposite, since people will be jealous and resentful of your success. So, what is the alternative? Maintain humility and appreciate what you have without drawing attention to it. Moving on to the next rule of money: that if you don't master, you will never be rich. And that is, invest time before investing money. Many people think they need money to generate more money, but time is often a more valuable asset. For example, investing time in learning about personal finances, investments, and budgeting can be very profitable, since it can help people make better decisions with their money and avoid costly mistakes. And for those who are already experts in finance, dedicating time to learning about new investment opportunities can help you increase your assets. Although there are some cases where it makes sense to invest money instead of time, such as when hiring a professional to do a job that would take too long to learn, or when time is essential. In general, investing time for learning before investing your money into something you have no idea can be a wise decision. Let's move on to the next rule of money: that if you don't master, you will never become rich, and that is, money is a game. Games offer players the opportunity to improve. Since the more you play, the more you learn and the more you improve. Over time, even the most inexperienced player can become quite good at any game he's playing. The same goes for money, no matter how bad you are with it, because the more you play, the better you will do. Like any other game, money has its own rules, so you have to learn them if you want to be good at the game. For example, in chess, one of the basic rules is that you can only move one piece at a time, since if you try to move two pieces at a time, you will be penalized. Similarly, one of the basic rules of money is that you have to save before you can spend or invest. The best thing about the money game is that you can learn. That is like chess or any other game. Once you understand the fundamentals, you can start developing your own strategy to win. The next rule I have for you when it comes to master the rules of money, so you can live an abundant life: that is, money will not solve your insecurities. You may not want to hear this, but when it comes to insecurities, money will not solve your problems. You may feel that you need that expensive car or that bigger house to be accepted or admired by society, but that will not make you feel better about yourself. Why? Because money cannot buy your self-esteem or your happiness. The truth is that if you constantly compare yourself to others and feel that you are not good enough, no amount of money will change that. So the only way to overcome your insecurities is to work on them directly, and that means accepting what you are and learning to love yourself. Otherwise, you will only be chasing an endless cycle of material possessions that will never truly make you happy. The next rule: that will never allow you to be rich if you don't master these 10 rules of money: that is, money is a game of life. Why money is a game of life is because no matter how much you save or how wisely you invest, there is always more to win and more to lose. So forget about the idea of reliance on a day. Of course, you can automate some of your tasks, reduce your hours of work, but in general, this game has no end. And if you do not believe me, just look at the richest people in the world who continue to work even if they do not have to. The good news is that money does not have to be a source of stress or anxiety, since if you deal with it with the right mentality, it can be quite pleasant. So think of it as a challenge to conquer rather than an enemy to defeat. Moving on to the next rule of money, that if you don't master, you will never become rich. That is, the more you learn, the more you win. In today's society, it is more important than ever to learn things that are of value in your life, since with the economy as it is, jobs are scarce and competition is fierce. And it is not enough to learn things for learning. You have to learn things that really benefit you in some way. The good news is that there are many ways to learn valuable skills without spending a lot of money. For example, there are many free courses on the internet that can teach you from basic knowledge of computer science to more complex topics such as web design, business, accounting, or finance. You can also find many valuable books on the internet, such as The Richest Man in Babylon or Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. And remember this, in your journey through life, it is important that you learn everything you can, since each experience is an opportunity to grow and expand your knowledge, and the more you learn, the better you will be. The more money you can earn, and the more you can offer to others. The next money rule is, become friend with those who are making money. If you want to make money, it is a good idea to be friends with people who already know how to do it. This is how things usually work. If you're surrounded by people who know how to make money, it is more likely that you will learn from them and start making money yourself. Of course, it is not always that simple. You cannot approach a rich person and wait for him to take you under his wings. But if you try to relate to people who have experience and success in the financial world, you will have many more chances to achieve your own goals. So don't be afraid to approach and connect with people who seem to know what they do when it comes to money, since it could be the first step in your own path to financial success. You will never be rich if you don't master the next rule of money, which is, the greatest creations of wealth occurred during crises. The Great Recession of 2008 was one of the most difficult moments that many people remember. Numerous people lost their jobs, their homes, and the savings of their entire lives. That is, it was a time of great difficulties and uncertainties. However, there were also opportunities during this time of crisis, and for those who knew how to take advantage of them, the recession represented a great opportunity to make a lot of money. Certainly, many people do not realize that some of the greatest creations of wealth occurred during economic crises. When the stock market collapses and everyone sells, smart investors can acquire shares at gaining prices. In this way, they can take advantage of the lowest prices and earn a lot of money when the market recovers. The next rule I have for you when it comes to master the rules of money, and that is, as you get older, your expenses increase. As the years go by, your expenses will continue to grow, either because of inflation or simply because your tastes become more refined. You will find yourself spending more and more money. The truth is, we all want to improve and have a more comfortable life. That is our nature. We work hard to earn more money and thus be able to buy better things and have a more pleasant life. But you have realized that each year, in one way or another, you spend more and more. It is not only that the cost of living rises every year because of inflation, it is that we also tend to want more and more things as we age. We see our friends and neighbors with beautiful things and we also want them, so we work more and more hours to earn more money and be able to buy those things. Although it is difficult to accept, your expenses will continue to grow, and if your income does not follow the rhythm, it will be difficult for you to move forward and break this cycle. So it is important to be attentive and take precautions. The next rule that if you don't master, you will never become rich, that is, do not fly first class. There are many people who spend $2,000 or $3,000 on a first-class flight when they could spend $300 on the same flight. But is it really worth paying so much to fly first class? Consider the following. Imagine that you travel about 8 times a year, and if we take into account that each first-class flight costs $2,000, that would give a total of $16,000 spent in a single year. If you use those $16,000 to start a new business, over time you could recover much more than that. Or, if you already have a business running, that money could be used to hire new employees to help you improve your results. You could also take some finance classes to give you the knowledge and skills you need to better manage your money. The reality is that if you fly in tourist class, you will continue to reach your destination. You may be uncomfortable for a few hours, but you will arrive. Of course, it depends on you what you do with your money, but remember that thinking in the long run can bear fruit in the end. Like and subscribe to the channel to see more content like this. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.